You're tuned to Hibbing Public Access Television, Channel 2.
Television program. Today we have someone that I think this is going to be a very interesting interview, and we have an Adam Nori, who's a team and director of and lead investigator for the Minnesota Paranormal Study Group. We'll get into that a little bit later, where you can explain just exactly what that is. But give us a little bit of a background on yourself, Adam, and you got the Hibbing in your background, and schooling, etc., etc.
Okay, sure. I'm originally from Aurora, so I'm not on this side of the range too much, but it's something new. I went to Mesabi East High School, which we'll get into a little bit later on. I'm a 2003 graduate, so that puts me at the ripe age of 23. I've been doing work with my group, the Paranormal Study Group, for over 10 years now, so I've been doing it since high school. Some of the work that we end up doing is we hear about claims of hauntings or ghost activity. We go in and we check out the location. Maybe it really is happening, maybe it's not. Maybe we can put some answers for the clients. But I ended up moving back to Hibbing just to get kind of familiar after being in Mankato for a couple years. But I also wanted to come back and have my home, but have something new too. So
okay, like it's a hobby or
yep
for you. But no, something like this, it's always interesting to me how somebody gets into either avocation or vocation. Mm-hmm. So how did you happen to get interested in this sort of a program?
Okay, well, when I was 10 years old, I had a family member who was my uncle. He was pretty close to me. There's no doubt that my father spent a lot of time working and putting, food on the table, and my uncle definitely stepped up into that role. Like most Iron Range people, he was into drinking in bars. And when I was 10 years old, he was 45, I believe. He passed away suddenly because of problems with alcoholism. It happened so suddenly. You never get to say goodbye, but you always want to. Mm-hmm. And then you always hear stories about people who did get to say goodbye. So that's one thing that I wanted to look at and explore. And then I eventually formed my team in my organization because I wanted to find other people who were interested in it as well. After I found my own answers, we were able to go off and we're able to help other people who were having problems in the workplace, people who are having problems at home, or people who are just generally interested in it for their own personal reasons.
Sure. Okay. Like you say, how long have you been doing this? How long has the program been in effect, or your group in this area?
Okay. Well, that's a multi-part answer. I personally have been doing this since high school. 8th grade is when I started. So back in '98. I started researching claims and stories, like I said, that related to life after death and loved ones being able to say goodbye after they had already passed. So that's something I've been doing. I later formed the group a couple years later, tried to get interested in the Iron Range. We had a couple people, but nothing like we have today. Then when I moved down to Mankato for college, I actually got together with a whole bunch of new people who were interested. In 2005, we launched our website, MinnesotaGhost.com, which documents historical haunts throughout the state of Minnesota. People can jump on there, share their stories, read other people's stories, find our work, and it's just a kind of a connecting point. So in 2005, we started that, and we also started the Mankato chapter of the team. And they're still in operation today. And in 2007, I decided, Mankato's just too far away. I want to get back to the good old Iron Range, come back, explore my own roots and my own history. So that's what I want to do, and I came back and found some more people who were interested. And we're starting our new team that just started the summer of 2008, I guess it would be. So last summer we started. We've had some really good community programs that we've been involved with. We were involved last Halloween with the Field of Screams in Eveleth. We basically had a free table there. Anybody who attended the Field of Screams before they went into the actual attraction to get scared for Halloween, they're actually able to come up to us, talk to us, share their stories, listen to our evidence, talk with us, play with our equipment, see firsthand what it's like to go out and actually wander out in the dark and see spooky stuff. So,
So you form a team. Now, how many people on a team? And each team member must have a function that they zero in on. So explain the team concept.
Well, what I like to do when I look for new people in the team is I like to try to find people who have different backgrounds and strengths. We have one gentleman right now, Don Larson, on our team. He actually came from a local TV studio. So he has a lot of experience in editing, video, that kind of stuff. And one of the things that we try to capture a lot of times at investigations is video. So he knows, functions of cameras. He knows how to edit. He knows what can be done with the camera and what cannot be done. So that's one of the strengths that we do. Myself, I'm just kind of consider myself a utility person. I like to learn everything that I can. I love history, as I'm sure you can share that bond with me. And everybody brings their own strength. But as far as the team roles go, everybody's considered an investigator. There's some people who don't like to be on site. We've had people in the past who are just researchers that go out and find the history of the location through historical societies with us. But most people like to be investigators. Some people like to shoot video. Some people like to do the audio. Eventually you find out where people are comfortable. But, for the most part, we're mainly on-site investigators. Otherwise, like I said, if you're not on-site, you're a researcher. So.
Okay, something like that, then how do you find a site? I mean, you just don't go out and, we're going to pick this place or pick that place. How do you determine whether or not a site would be of interest and would be worth pursuing?
Okay. One of the good things about doing community events, we really want to get involved with the community. A lot of people are going out with the paranormal boom of ghost hunters on sci-fi. They're going out and they're charging money for events. You pay so much money, you get a ticket, you come into an event, you might experience something. What we wanted to do with the Field of Screams is we wanted to go ahead and we wanted to have the public be able to come up to us, share your stories for free, share your sites with us, and luckily, we've got a lot of good interest from that. People, they're very supportive of what we're doing because we do it all for free. I like to say pretty much as your stories and experiences for our service, and in return we get stories and experiences. So there's no money involved at all, so that definitely helps. But being involved in the community as well, people really see that we're out to help people rather than kind of profit from it, I guess. Everything that we get for equipment's out of pocket, so that helps too. But we want to get involved. That's how we get our stories. Our website's out there. It's become pretty popular. People can contact us through that. Once we get a case that is actually worthy of investigating, that we feel that the claims can be captured by our equipment, whether it's stuff moving or audio sounds, disembodied voices, footsteps, maybe things are being seen. We'll actually go on site with the people, consult with them, take a tour of the location, and then we can determine if it's something that we can actually help them with. There's a lot of claims out there that we can't help with. Maybe it was a one-time event. Maybe someone comes up to us and says, "Hey, I saw my Grandpa Joe at the foot of my bed 2 years ago. Could you come investigate?" Well, did it happen since 2 years ago? That may not be the case. So we'd rule those out, but there are other cases where we can capture that stuff. So